After rescuing the lamb, he stuck his head into the cage. Little did I realize it was a trap. Just then, a group of masked people waving a machete and rushing out. Apparently they've been waiting for the fish to take the bait. Looking at the woman's pleading, these people not only showed no mercy, they flirt with each other. I saw them press the switch in their hands. The nail gun above rushed straight down. The woman was instantly frightened to the point of crying. They still don't find it enjoyable. He pressed it a second time. The nail gun is getting closer to the critical moment. The woman rushed up at the same time and saved his life, knocking down a masked man struggling with another person because he had a machete. So the old black defended desperately. Only then can the publication block the attack of the masked man. Old black. The masked man rushed up and was about to kill him. Fortunately, the old black responded the opponent in the leg with a stick. This was the opportunity to achieve the anti-kill. After taking down the masked man, Blackie hurried up to rescue the woman still locked in the iron cage. He forcibly broke the mechanism with an iron rod. Let women repeat their freedom, leaving the most dangerous place. But just then, the first masked person to be knocked down suddenly turned the old black man to the ground. But at this moment, he was no longer a match. Women with iron rod strangle the masked man's neck from behind, drag him under the trap, prepared to repay them with their own way. As Lao Hei pressed the switch in his hand, the masked man died in an instant. However, the two escaped, but not happy at all, because today is National Killing Day. People can kill at will, and not subject to the law. Due to population growth, unemployment is increasing year by year. Therefore, a law issued by the state. It is to designate March 21st every year as Killing Day, to reduce the population of the country, reduce people's stress. So the day before Killing Day, people dropped what they were doing. Just go home, because wandering outside means death. Every time the night falls, there will be a horde of criminals taking to the streets. They evolve, killing in the name of society. Therefore, these people are also called the clear ones. Before Killing Day begins, the government will broadcast it on TV. Remind people to pay attention to safety. Because all police stations during this period, firefighters and medical personnel will be out until the end of Killing Day. Rich people install defense systems in their homes. Make the house look like a fortress. The poor keep their doors shut. Pray that the blessing of killing will come to him, as a siren sounded. Killing Day officially begins. Lisa looked especially nervous when she heard the siren, because a colleague during the joked with him about killing him. If it were normal, he would definitely not take it seriously. Today is Killing Day. Colleagues are likely to be telling the truth, just as he and his daughter did. When I pray silently in my heart, the fortified door was suddenly blasted open by a shot. It wasn't Lisa's colleague who came. It was his downstairs neighbor. This guy has been drooling over Lisa for a long time. With such hunger and thirst, he naturally hurts neighbors cornered mother and daughter. Want to conspire, but I haven't kissed yet. I heard movement outside. It made the neighbors furious. No! Which one is not long-sighted and disturbs? He's getting ready with a troll. Compete with each other before. Since another group of people broke in and saw this, he quickly took his daughter and hid in the coat. Through the gaps, he saw a group of heavily armed clearers. The two were so frightened that they quickly covered their mouths, making a little movement. But despite this, they were still found. But these guys didn't shoot. It was like an order. Took them out. At the same time, a man takes the unusual path, wandering the streets alone in a car. Neither hide at home like people, nor did he go around killing like the clear one. After seeing the mother and daughter being dragged towards a truck, he quietly turned off the headlights, hide and watch the fun. Obviously, the mother and daughter in front of her are in danger. He was saying, don't burn the water, while unconsciously opening the door. Where Jiao Wang organized a suit. It crept up the other side and then... But there are a lot of people on the other side. The man quickly hid behind the mountain, suddenly leaning out from under the car. One shot, and out of the cover. 2 shots to kill the second. Then one of the accomplices who turned around and went to the carriage. Finally, he looked around. See if anyone else is around, obviously. Men are not ordinary people, although he didn't want to burn the muddy water. But the mother and daughter seemed to have grabbed a life-saving straw closely behind the man. No way! He can only let 2 women follow him. But just as the 3 of them returned to the car on the side of the road, there were 2 more people in the car. It's a young couple. Because of avoiding the pursuit of young, so I hid in the man's car. Just as they were arguing, the man in the truck just stood up again. Pick up Gatlin and aim it at them. In desperation, the man had to run away with 4 burdens. Rushed out against Gatlin's bullet. Fortunately, the man's car was fitted with thickened steel plates. It didn't hurt them. So 5 people set out on the road to escape. But because Gatling's bullets were too dense just now, the car had a problem after running for a few kilometers. They had to throw the car away. The man packed the package, ready to leave alone. Because the 4 of them have no ABS, it will only hold you back. Oh, meant to go. For people are crazy to retain. Without him, I'm afraid I won't survive tonight. Just then, Mother Lisa suddenly said to the man, he can get a car. His best friend lives not far from here. The other party has a car at home. Sure enough, a sentence made a man's heart move. After all, it doesn't work. The speed is too slow. But the man never thought. Lisa was lying to him on purpose. He does have a good friend, but my friend doesn't have a hammer to make men believe in themselves. And he phoned his best friend. And then he said to the guy after, the friend is willing to lend them the car. Under coaxing and deception, the man finally agreed to take them on the run. But the streets are so chaotic now. I don't know where the bullet will come from. Several people cling to the corner. Avoid danger as much as possible. My friend's house is not far away. Originally at the command of a man, won't have any problems, but the other person in the squad acted without authorization. As a result, I accidentally stepped on a trap. Dragged out by a steel rope. Just then, suddenly a cold shot was fired from the surrounding house. Almost hit them. And it got worse. A large group of people are worshipping this way. The girl was caught stealing by the boss on the spot. But not only is he not afraid and threatened to kill him tonight, the girl is not kidding. Because today is killing day. The state stipulates that it is not illegal to kill tonight. Due to the population explosion, unemployment is increasing year by year. To relieve people's stress, the government introduced a law. March 21st is designated as killing day every year. On this day, all murders are allowed by law. Government officials are just like ordinary people. Eligibility to be killed. Even the president is no exception. So before killing day begins, the president was taken to the safe house. There are gatekeepers all around, and there are snipers secretly protecting it. There are also a few bodyguards inside, plus a protective steel plate on the outside. It's kind of airtight. Soon an alarm went off. Killing day officially begins. Mike is the president's bodyguard, dedicated to protecting the personal safety of the other party. Safety is ineffective. It's a mess outside. Not only cruel and bloody, and it's full of tricks. The store owner was threatened by a girl, so a man with a weapon hid on the roof of the building. But the butt is not sitting still. I heard movement next to me. He thought it was a girl who came to assassinate him. I didn't expect a false alarm. It's my own clerk, Zihei. To people talking, a car arrives from a distance. Very eye-catching. Doors open. A few little girls got out of the car. They were coquettishly dressed, but covered in blood. Still holding a weapon, even with a mask on, can't hide their greedy expressions, as if they were born for this moment. Just when the boss was curious about it, the leader Xiaodaime took off her mask. It's the girl who steals during the day. He actually found the door. The boss is not shot down, but it just hit the ground. The boss warned them to leave quickly, but unexpectedly, the other party didn't take him seriously at all. Little Black throws down harsh words. This shot was just a lesson for him. The next shot is in the head. Girls are no match. Just get in the car and get ready to go back and shake the safety of this matter. The president's two entourages first looked at each other. Then, as agreed, one is responsible for the sentry. Another one comes to the computer. The surveillance screen was adjusted to an hour ago. And then we're done. They secretly sent a text message outside. At this point, Mike didn't notice it at all. I'm completely unaware of the two people around defected. A moment later, the guards outside were dealt with neatly, followed by a group of fully armed men emerged from the corner. With the president's bodyguard as a phantom, they caused almost breaking into the safe house. After a simple instruction, these people have a clear goal. Indeed, to the president's room on the second floor. At this moment, Mike was keenly aware of monitor the time on the screen, so he casually updated the surveillance screen. I didn't expect the guards outside are dead. He suddenly realized that something was wrong. Someone wants to kill the president, seeing as the intruders have wiped out the business. Mike, take the president and run for your life. He opened the hidden compartments on the ground. Take the president downstairs to the escape hatch. Jumped out of the window before the enemy arrived. When the other party breaks into the president's room, and there was no one there, their leader took off the protective gear on his head. It turned out to be the commander of the Marine Corps. I saw him take out the walkie-talkie, reported the situation at the scene to another person. Obviously, there are a lot of people who want to kill the president. Just then, a man shouted and found the shadow of the president. Pretty soon, one of the Marines set up a sniper rifle, shooting in the direction the president is running. Mike was shot to protect the president. But after he fell to the ground, immediately take your phone out of your pocket. Press the control button of the remote control bomb. Then the safe house exploded. Two traitors and several Marines were arrested. Just kill. After leaving the safe house, the president is no different from an ordinary person. Under the leadership of Mike, the two weave through the dangerous streets. There is no daytime here anymore. Clean and tidy look. There are corpses lying everywhere. Mike is cautious and walked the president through them. I didn't expect this to be a trap set by others, although Mike is very careful, but still hugged by a masked man. Critical moment. The president has also lost face. Hit it hard with a wooden stick on the masked man. Helped Mike escape from danger. But just after they took out the last masked man, two more people suddenly rushed out from behind. The president and Mike fainted directly. When they wake up, surrounded by masks with various weapons. They didn't know Mike, but he knows the president. Almost instantly, everyone rushed up and tried to tear them apart. They were choking the president, venting the grievances in my heart. Some even pointed a knife directly at the president. Time of crisis. This scene happened to be seen by the boss Gu Xiaohua. Before they grabbed the masked man, hit two armor, kill this group of people, and then we're done. The boss offered an olive branch to the two presidents. Express willingness to take them. There's no way to survive. The president can only put down face. Follow the owner to his general merchandise store. To be on the safe side, Mike made a tour of the store to ensure that the same danger will not happen again. After confirming safety, the president was given a chance to breathe. He expressed his gratitude to the two bosses and asked the other parties. But just as the two were talking, Xiaohui found through monitoring. They have a new problem. The car they just drove away, it's back on again. And there's another one. The black girl called for help again. They were shouting the name of their boss, rushed out of the car. This time they brought a chainsaw, ready to break in. Not only to kill them all and burn down the store, but this little battle is nothing to McLean. He took the lead behind the shelves in the front row. The boss and Zihei are lying in ambush on both sides of the back. Fire as soon as they break in. A moment later, the Snow Lotus gate was sawed open. Sooner or later you rush in. Just when a few people outside were having a good time, a car rushed out from the side, directly knocked the little sister out. One person gets off the car. Woman alone. After killing 2 people in a row, go to the leading little sister. And everyone in the store was really confused. I don't know what's going on outside. After hearing a woman's voice, the boss is as excited as a child. Run to the door and open the shutter door. It turns out that the woman is his friend of 30 years. She used to be the eldest sister in this neighborhood, although it has long been retired from the rivers. But it's not a problem to deal with a few little sisters. After solving the immediate trouble, the crowd took the president into the woman's car. Since this place is not suitable for long stay, they moved to another place. At the woman's suggestion, the crowd set off towards the underground emergency center. It's relatively safe in there, but it's halfway there. A military helicopter suddenly appeared, attacked the car. Although there were no casualties. But this is not the way to go. A few people can only drive their cars under the viaduct. You dodge the enemy's fire suppression, and this scene just happened to be seen by the enemy on the helicopter. They couldn't find an angle to attack. They immediately called for ground support. Obviously, these guys have a lot of background. Just after a few people stopped the car, Mike suddenly thought of something. I saw him lift his clothes, remove the bullet hidden in the body. This is why helicopters can locate them. A positioning device is installed on the bullet. But just then, a group of armed men, old black men, rushed towards them. There are dozens of people on the other side. They surrounded their car, looking to get into trouble again. The boss tried to blow the whistle, and it's this little act. It actually made dozens of people on the other side stop. The boss explained that this is the unique code of Zifan. Just blow the whistle. You can prove that you are with them. So they stopped attacking. Then the boss confidently opened the door. It turns out that these people are not looking for their brother is wounded and needs medical treatment. Seeing the other person ask for something from him, Mike goes with the flow, made a deal with them. A moment later, ground troops followed the address provided by the viaduct. And just as they were looking for the communication system, the president's track, and there was no one there. Only the bullet was found under the bridge. They never thought of it. You have become the prey. With a whistle, the brothers of the school gang all gathered around. Dozens of people pointed the guy in their hands at them. With the help of black brothers, several people brought the president. Successfully arrived at the underground emergency center, fleeing Killing Day. But with the protection of the armed forces here. Subsequently, the president met with the head of the organization here. The other side has been organizing the various actions of Killing Day. This coincides with the president, but because it touches the interests of some people, the president will be hunted down on Killing Day. Soon they found that there was a large number of objects gathered here, apparently for the president. No way! Mike can only continue to run with the president. Emergency services were also evacuated. The two almost fell into a trap on the way. Fortunately, Mike responded quickly. It appears to have escaped the attack of the pendulum. Then they got into the woman's car again, getting ready to leave the city and take cover outside. As long as you can get through tonight, you can win. Didn't expect. An armored vehicle suddenly appeared on the way, knocked the president's car to the ground. Just as everyone was dizzy, the president was forcibly taken away by the other side's shot. But it's too late. But Mike can roughly guess who is behind these people. Who is it? But he's all alone. There's no chance of saving the president. The crowd saw through his mind, so they unanimously decided to follow him to rescue. But they didn't attack rashly. Instead, he went to move the reinforcements. They found a collection of poems by the leader of the organization informed the other party of the arrest of the president. And now the other side. A senior government official is giving a passionate speech on stage. And this is rich people from all over the country. Also a supporter of Killing Day. Although everyone is equal on Killing Day, but in fact it was the poor who died. It's like preserving the wealth of the rich. So, these people are more supportive of Killing Day. Soon the president was thrust onto the stage. The moment Bai Fu was uncovered, the president froze. The person in front of him, actually the deputy, the opponent is ready to kill himself in public to gain the support of the wealthy. But these people didn't expect. Mike has taken the crowd, came to the place where they met. The president's life is in danger. Little Black fired the first shot, and they opened fire. Got into a scuffle with the guards. The rich man in the church heard the gunshots. Run for your life. They are condescending. It quickly took over. But just then, a small force stormed the church in the blink of an eye. I am 100 times stronger than them. But suddenly the deafening gunshot. But suddenly it stopped. When Mike and the others looked up, but found that the other party was all lying on the ground. The leader of the organization led the people to attack them from the immediate trouble. The crowd saved the president and successfully caught the deputy. A few months later, Killing Day was successfully withdrawn.